My name's Tomas and you're watching Bison TV.
Summer done and pre-season done. Now it was time for the proper stuff to get underway, with the Peterborough Phantoms the first to make the trip to the double winners. For new signing Declan Balmer, it was a chance to make his presence felt against his former side, with Greg Pick the first to take objection to his hit. The Phantoms themselves have enjoyed an impressive pre-season and look to continue that when Bebris gave the hosts an early spook, picking up the rebound through his own shot for the opener. Penalty trouble looked to have given the hosts a way back into the game, with the Bison getting a 5-3 advantage. However, the back line of the Phantoms held firm, and perhaps a glimmer at what was to come, with an early skirmish resulting around the net. Yanis Ozins has picked up some accolades in the early going. Joe Greener seemingly keen to ruffle a few feathers and getting his rewards. And not for the last time on the night, referee Cloutman forced to talk it through with the captains. A critical error from the visitors allowed the Bison to level things up on the scoreboard though. With the play moving around, Greener was left all to himself at the back door and made no mistake with the net at his mercy. A well-worked first seeing the sides go into the second level. It seemed although Coach Kulikov hadn't taught his defence any lessons during the break, and once again Greener was allowed to coast into the slot to give the Bison the lead. No doubt the host being on the power play was going to help, and the assistant coach certainly seemed keen to deliver a lecture of his own. And it didn't take long for number 97 to complete his hat-trick, but credit must go to Doug Shepherd for his set-up play on the third. The soft hands and silky skating leaving the defenceman baffled, and Greener with the finish through the 5-hole to complete a fine period of play for the herd. It could have been more for them, the big outlay pass finding Joe Rand, who teed up Nicky Chin. His shot was covered though. Rand went looking for any rebound and instead received a glove to his face, courtesy of the netminder for his troubles. Another power play opportunity soon went the way of the hosts, and it was time for another of the herd's sharp shooters to step up to the mark. Tomas Karpov being given the space to wheel and fire through the Phantom screen for the fourth to leave the Bison 3 goals to the good going into the final stanza. The hosts' dominance continued in the third period, again the power play doing the damage. Again the blast from the blue line through the screen of the netminder the way to do it. Miroslav Vantrova the man to bury it this time as the rampage looks set to continue. The rot had to stop at some point though, and the Phantoms worked their way back into the game when Milan Baranek made the most of wheeling into space and getting the feed for the visitors' second. The thing is, it didn't take long for the Bison to re-establish their advantage. 19 seconds to be precise, as Kieran Long completed a fine night for his line, committing the netminder before sliding in the sixth. Now there had been an undercurrent to this match all game long, and finally it came to light with less than 10 minutes remaining. Let's begin here. A penalty on the play against the Bison. Rounding sprints away, whistle blows, but he fires into the net. Netminder Ozins takes a bit of exception to this and chases after him. Now it's Tom Norton who actually knocks him to the ground, but Ozins certainly follows in and wants more than a word, creating a nice little melee. with Pick and the younger Bed looking like they could go. And what followed? Well, it's best I let the video do the talking from here. Both teams earning a trip back to the locker rooms to let the dust settle a bit and the paperwork get sorted out. Referee Cloutman certainly needing his extendable notepad for this one. Match misconducts for Joe Greener and Matt Selby for the Bison, Orzin and Pick for the Phantoms, a game misconduct for Kieran Long and a normal misconduct for Rounding. Add in the other penalties due from before the brawl, do you remember that bit? And the Phantoms help themselves to a 4-minute power play once they return to the ice. With a lifeline to get themselves back into the game, it was time for the hockey to start again, although the finish from Baronic for the third isn't exactly going to be one of his most memorable ones. Either boot, bum or hand helping it in as they got one back. Another soon followed, once again the Czech star taking full advantage of the extra man. Somehow the puck slipping out of the crowd of bodies, and he found himself in the right place at the right time for the hat-trick. The Phantoms had their tails up and continued to pile on the pressure in the closing moments. The puck just not finding its way in at the near post, and the change in angle saw skins fly across the net to keep the scoreline as it was. The Bison taking the 6-4 victory in heart-stopping fashion.